Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and for everyone who's new here, hi, I'm Lara, glad you found me. Today I wanted to do the second part of my coloring book collection. This is the part of all my color by number books and the one color books from Sun Life Drawing, for example. And I would say we get started. First, I'm going to present to you two magazines. Number one is logisch ausmalen or logical coloring, and the second one is mein Ausmalen nach Zahlen, so my color by number. Yeah, the first book is more aimed towards children, like you can see, from ages 6 to 8. And it's just a little simple color by number magazine where you can do pages with very few colors. And yeah, like I said, for the age, they are directed to pretty simple pictures, but nonetheless, I think they are pretty cute when they're done. Got a banana in here somewhere, as far as I'm concerned. Where did it hide? I'm sure I'll find it. Here. My little banana did this with colored pencils. And the second one is more like, it reminds me a bit of these nonogram, I think they are called. So more like code pictures and stuff. Here you can see the types of pictures you can find in here. Some dot-to-dot pictures, some color by number, some of these code pictures. Every number gets a segment of the square you have to color, and in the end there's a completed picture. Something you have to redraw, some things. I'd say I drew better things in my life. This looks pretty mangled. So yeah, and a little whip. Labyrinths, just stuff like that. It repeats in this book till the end, and then you have the answers in the back, of course. So yeah. Next up are my two brain games books that I have. Both of them are ring bound. The big color by Pixar, the little one. I think these books are very good if you wanna travel, just in general, because of their size. One problematic thing I can say would be the color matching. Like, I don't think that you could take all of these colors with you if you want to do something on the go with books like this, but the size of them would be perfect to travel. And as you can see, this is not a normal square book. You have like these little segments in a square that you can color in so that the picture is more detailed in the end. And in general, I think there were 100 of them in here. Sadly, they are double-sided. I really like my... Oh, a little mistake in here. Don't know where that's from. But yeah, like I said, I really like my one-sided books. And at the end, you get your answers again. Really cute pictures in general. And the little one, same thing with this. It's a perfect travel size, but the color matching, I think this would be awful for on the go. Like, you have a cute little book and you have to take 20-30 sets with you because every page needs another assortment of colors. This wouldn't be very funny for something on the go. Here's another one I've done. In general, there are super cool, and this book is one-sided too, so I much rather like this. And the answers in the back again. The bike I did. Next up are two of the Coloriage Mystère, the French publishing house that makes the Hatchet house that makes the Disney Coloriage Mystère books too. The first one I got was the babies one, little baby animals. I did a few in here, and as far as I know, I do them in order. Little duck, a little baby bear, a polar bear, even though I don't think it should be that dark. A little cute kitty, some koalas, and as you can see, the colors are not realistic, most of times at least. Another cute little kitty, some bunnies, and a little dog, and a squirrel. I still know I did this at the doctor's office. Sorted my colors beforehand and went to the doctor and got it finished there, so it was a very long stay. And yeah, you have 50 images in general in this little blocks. Everything looks like the big books they sell. Really like this. The next one, I think I did a few more in. This is another one, like with more a collection of miscellaneous pictures, I'd say. A little tennis player, two kids, the cover image, some more kids in a little cutesy scene. And I really had some problems matching the skin colors here. It looks so much better in camera than it does in real life. She's so pink. A house I think we all would at least would like to take a vacation in. And some delicious strawberry pie. A crow. And another very cute vacation scene. What I thought was funny in this, the sun looks like it would be very funny to color the face I see in it, like the little teeth here and the tongue and the eyes. Really thought that was funny. A little mouse on a piece of cheese. Some sweets again. And a whip in here too. I messed up a little bit. I colored the waves of the water blue, like the rest of the water would be. And now this picture is ruined and I lost interest in it because of this idiotic thing I did. Another finished one, cold drink. Then we are off to many pictures that I can still color. A little picture of a Brazilian dancer, like on Carnival. I tried my camera of my old phone on this picture and looked how the hyperlapse looked. I really thought this was a cool feature. None of my other phones had this at the time and I wanted to try it out. And I have another finish in here, I just saw it. A little taxi scene. So yeah. I'm very sorry. Now we're going to some other color by number books that are not really comparable with anything else I have, I guess. One of the Carré Mystères from Hatchet Heroes, the Buddies edition. And I just did 2 pictures in here. And I used the X method in this book. Have the 2 main characters from Zootopia and the 2 cats on the next side, but I don't know from which movie these characters are. I don't know my Disney that well, like the old classics, Lion King, Cinderella, all this stuff very well, but they don't tell me anything. Then I have a little Jungle Book, one of our grocery stores sold a long time ago, and sadly this is more like of a blog with pages that sadly fall out. And I did a few pictures in here a long time ago. They are double-sided too, but the paper is pretty good, so it holds the color very well. Little tiger and some birds. More birds. I think Danny Button would throw his book into an edge and never look at it again. And it would be a very cute book, like it even has this little flap with the colors, and sadly it had to fall apart, but it was only, I think, €3, so couldn't be too mad with that. And the pages work as little sheets on themselves very good, so I still really like this book. The next one is a cat's book, like a little polygon book, color by number. There is a dog's book and I think a wildlife book too. So the series has 3 books, and I really like the color by number pictures themselves in here. They look very cool. And yeah, the palette is a little bit hard to match, I'd say, but what I don't really like is that they give you many pictures where you can decide yourself, and at least for me it's like when I'm doing polygons like this, I think it's very important that you have the dark colors in the right space and the light colors in the right space, otherwise it may look very awkward, I'd say. And I wouldn't want to do the pictures that don't have numbers on them, even though these pictures themselves are still very cute. And it's always a replica of the cat that's presented here. And I think I have a whip in this. Yeah, little masks in here too, that you can cut out and wear, obviously. Let me search for that whip. I'm very sure there is one. You might think I would find it very easily because I push the book down where I color, but it seems to disappear. Yeah, I did like a few little triangles in here, but I'm determined to finish this one day. This was just a little color test. So as I said in the first part, normally I finish color by number pages, I start fairly quickly, but this was just a color test to see if my Prismacolors work good on this paper, because this is very smooth. So this goes onto a whip pile or something so that I don't forget about it. Now we are coming to a whole bunch of square books, starting with Belba Family's Infamous Party Patterns. And I think I did at least 50% of the book by now. I really like this. This was the first book I started with the X method, and I really liked it. So I went a little bit crazy in here and did many pictures. The little Christmas one, and yeah, I picked a too dark shade for the 10 or too light shade for the 11, but you can't see the Christmas balls that good. Just little ornaments. The birthday page. The Day of the Dead. I think this was Valentine's Day. Some Chinese day, I think it was. Easter. Some baby delivery. And presents. A mask that reminded me of Carnival in general. The cocktail party. The cover image. Summertime party. Mother's Day. And yeah, that was it. This is a book I absolutely do in order. Like back here, there's not one page done. I have to do them all still. Next up is Kira Shisneva's Mandala Mosaic Color by Number. And I have a few finishes in here, but I want to show them at the end of the month. So I'm going to show you some I did a little bit earlier. The cover page itself. And the next one right behind it. And then I started using my newer alcohol markers in here. This was the first page I did with them, and after that I went a little bit crazy, and I'm still on that train of coloring everything with alcohol markers at the moment. Let me see. Yeah, this is one I can show you too. The last one. I had a little bit of a thinking problem, I'd call it. Because of one of these cross-stitch art books where you would completely ruin the coloring instructions on this side of the book. I don't know why, but I thought I would do this with this book too, and started coloring the pages at the back, from the back to the front, and then I remembered that's not really necessary because the color palette is on the back of the book and doesn't change for the pictures because it stays the same. So yeah, the other finishes I will show you at the end of the month. Then we have the Dogs Lines Coloring Book, Cute Doggos and the Fluffiest Pups. And I did the first image in here. Not on the practice sheet itself, and used my gel pens for this. A little cute Shiba Inu. I really like these dogs, and they are so fluffy, but I would never ever get one for myself because they really know what they want, and if you don't have like the strongest parenting in the world, these will take everything they want without any regrets. And yeah, these lines are very fine, but I don't have any problems with that. I really like me a good challenge from time to time. And yeah, all lines pictures with cute doggies inside. I'm sorry. Next up is Dogs.pics, another book I saw on Lisa's Coloring Corner, and I instantly went to Amazon and bought it. This is a very cute book, especially because I love dogs so much. Little introduction page. And I have done 2 so far. The background was very funny to make, like with all these teeny tiny dots. I just touched the paper with my paper made flares to do this, but still some of the dots bled out and I didn't get them on point. And this little guy here, very cute. And these pictures are very, very detailed in general, but I think they look so good when they're done. Like, you can see everything. They're so pretty when they are finished, but they take a long time. Like, don't let you don't think this is something that's easily done or done very fast, because these dots get very, very tiny and you have to really, really look at them and boom, okay, I got it. So yeah. Next up, we don't do any favors here. I have a cat book too. The Dots, Lines and Spirals coloring book Kittens. And I do this one from the front to the back too. And I'm sorry, like Lisa said, her pictures were on the left like mine are, so I came to the conclusion that maybe the publishers wanted to do a lefty book. I mean, you can't always left out the lefties. So I don't have anything against it if more of my book is like over here or over here when I'm coloring. I don't really care about that. And yeah, I did a few pictures in here. Did this one with my Pentel brush pens, these Fudonosoka pens. I really, really love them. And this little flexible tip. Another cat with a little pair of glasses. And another little kitty. And the last one I did in here, another dot picture. I'm asking myself what she's seeing there. That's so interesting. Little drink. To clear the throat a bit. Next up are the Square Mandalas Happiness by Balba Family. Didn't do anything in here so far. I want to finish the party patterns before I start the new ones. Have 2 more Balba Family books in the square format. But yeah, very, very pretty pictures in general in these books. I really like to do the X method in here. I have one little outcast. I decided to do the X method as well as coloring the pages in full. You will see that later. Then I have the Square Mandalas Animals. And as well as in the Happiness Mandala book, this book doesn't have any whips or finishes so far. But they had a pretty good price on Amazon, so I thought I'd get them before they get more expensive again. And even if this lays in my shelf for, I don't know, a month, 2, 3 till I touch it, I don't care, as long as it is here. And Lisa's Garden. There were very, very cute images in here that I saw in color, and it was like, even if I don't like the rest of them, I want these pictures, definitely. And this is a little bit thicker than the other square books because there are some quote pages in here with like nothing on the left or on the back. I'm sorry. And yeah, same as every 3x3 millimeter grid coloring book by Babel Family. Next up, there's a Rick and Morty Dots, Lines and Spirals coloring book. As far as I know, this is one of these books that has a private publisher, like names you don't really know, but I'm not very sure on how the copyright works in here or if there even is any, but I really like Rick and Morty, so I bought this book. Got this dude done and him. And I have to say it's not like the best quality. Like you can see, the pictures are not the best, but not the worst too. And the lines pictures, I have two finishes in here, they are pretty thin. You can see what's inside of this, but they are far better lines, dots and spirals books. For example, I still can't tell what this is, and I'm pretty sure it's the right way around like this and not like this, because every other picture is this the right way. So yeah, as you can see, there are more thin than thick lines you have to color. And I made a list in the back of this book to refer to the characters, so that I know what I colored in here, because I don't know every single name of the characters in here. It's a pretty long time since I've watched Rick and Morty, and with all these references in this series, you can't remember anything. Next up is the Pixel Mandala book. A funny story about that: when I saw this book as a viewer at this time, I was like, oh man, this is a cool pixel coloring book. Let me show that to Lisa at Lisa's Coloring Corner and tell her that I found this because I thought it was so cool. And she actually wrote back and said it's super funny. She is working on the same page as I am and wanted to do a video about it. It's out now for many days, and I thought this was very, very funny. And yeah, I did the first picture in here too. The little mandala with the blue background. And like she said, I can only say the same thing. It's a very pretty book with pretty limited color palettes. I really like that. So yeah, 50 images of making little crosses and having fun. Now we are up to my big books. Let me take them. First of all, and oh, they don't even go into the frame. Let me zoom out a little bit. The Colortronic books. Both of them, not the like more aimed for children one. I don't have this one, but the two big ones for the adults are in my collection. And it's always funny with the blotter pages in here. You have to wiggle them around so that you really don't color anything underneath, but I don't want to put two inside because one sticks out very much or builds like these overlaps, and I don't want that. So I did a few pictures in here. The lion and the zebra. Tutankhamun, I would say it would be in German. I don't know how you call him or spell his name. The toucan. I got some more in here, I know that. Yeah, the sugar skull lady. The fishy. The snakes, and I really like this picture. This was so beautiful and colorful. The Statue of Liberty. And the owl. I don't know if further back there's any more finished ones. Doesn't seem like it. Nope. No more finishes in this one. But this is a very, very beautiful book. The only thing that I think isn't that good is my copy came damaged at the time. It has some weird crinkles inside of the pages, but you don't really see them when you put the book down, but the color of some pens and markers really gets in there and makes some dark, not very good looking lines. Very severe on this picture right here. But other than that, I mean, the illustrator has nothing to do with that. That's clearly an issue of the supplier in this case. And of course the second one, Colortronic Animals. I only got one picture finished in here, and it was... Oh, come on. Where are you hiding? The little gecko. I mean, not entirely finished. Technically the whole background is black, but at the time I colored this picture with my Pit Artist pens. I got them for Christmas, I think last year. I only had a black Copic marker as a permanent marker, and I would have wanted this to do it streak free. So I wasn't willing to nearly empty out my black Copic for this one, and I just left the background white. And other than that, here are the answers of the book itself. And the rest, like I said, isn't colored. Like, I mean, look at this palette. This will be just so gorgeous when it's done. I really like this book. Next up is a little series from German as well as English publishers, I'd say. This whole meditation and happiness coloring books, color by number. First of all, this one, I think I got one finish in here. I think it was something with the universe. Very beautiful book, but I don't know why the paper does this. Doesn't really bother me, but looks funny. And yeah, this is more of the color by number style you would find on the canvas color by numbers, or paint by numbers in this case. Really beautiful images, but you won't be able to color in this with your markers. Felt tip pens are totally okay, but I don't think that you would have any chance with an alcohol marker. Sadly. And started like the front page a little bit. Next up is the happiness one. As far as I am concerned, there's no finish in here. But same as with the Belba family books, they had a good price when I saw them, and I wanted to take both of them. Both of these, I found only these two, and I'm always like, oh no, what if I don't buy it now and it gets ridiculously expensive? So I panic buy a lot of times. So yeah, very beautiful pictures, no doubt about that. But these are the kind of color by number books I really would have. Yeah, I don't really like to color in them casually. I have other books for that. I really would want to color one of these pictures. Then I get books like this out. The next one is one of the German publishers. I know that we got the rights to that, but the illustrator isn't a German illustrator, so we kind of imported that book, like with the Johanna Basford books or Kirby Rosen's, but under another publisher here in Germany. Did this little tiger and someone in space. I really like this one. This turned out pretty cool. Another Egyptian picture. A stained glass type of mandala. And I think, yeah, one of these pictures, because the pictures are perforated in this book, fell out sadly. My little dog. I really like this dog because my dog has this kind of breed inside of him, Bernese, maybe? I don't know. It's Berner Sennen, Hund in German. And I did the little butterfly. Next up is a Magic Circles book. The original is by Thomas Pavett, but like the book before, we got a publisher here in Germany that bought the rights to the pictures and brought it out himself. And I did this picture in here. That's my only finish, and as far as I'm concerned, there are no whips in here. Another one where I really can't do a flip that well because you only see some circles and numbers. Yeah, and a color palette. Usually they try to use one color family, and from dark to light, the highest numbers are the darkest colors in here, so I'm very confused when I do a Quirkles book because the highest numbers are the lightest colors in there, so I have to be very careful not to switch that up in my head. Next up, the big boys. I don't think that I have to introduce you to the Coloriage Mystère books by Disney or the circle books of them. Let's start with this one. I did one picture in here. This is fairly new to me too. I think I got it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And it's Snow White. Come down here. I did this with my Crayola Super Tips. And yeah, the rest of the book doesn't have any finishes or whips as of right now. Let's see, and there are these types of pictures in here too, more like a grid out of circles. And like in the Disney books, the Coloriage Mystère Disney books, the color palette, I'd say, is pretty complicated. And here in the back, like, you know, the finishes, of course. Sorry, the answers, not the finishes. Next 2 of them, I don't really bother flipping through them because I don't have any finishes in them, and I think the whole ColorTube community already knows these books, already knows the answers in the back, and yeah, I don't really have to say anything about these literal masterpieces. Next up, and the one I did many pages in, is volume 1 of these books, and I have to say I'm very happy and very lucky due to the fact that Amazon Germany has these books at all time. Gladly, I don't have to import them from France. These are here in like 1 to 2 days after ordering. I don't have to pay any taxes or anything, so the 12.90 € I pay for them stay this way. And yeah, I did this from the front to the back mostly. And I did a few pictures further back in the book to test something, or because I really like the image itself. And like I said, these books are just gorgeous. It's, first of all, it's Disney, and second of all, just the scenes and this line work, and just gives me some nostalgia. Oh, I did this one with Prismacolors and I pressed so hard. I literally worked for days on this. Even a whip. So I know there are some finishes in the back here. Lion King. I'm an absolute Lion King fan. It's my favorite Disney movie of all time. And no one else can tell me anything other than this is the best film. This is the absolutely best film. No one else can tell me anything else. I know I have two more in here. Ariel, and as far as I know, Bambi. Did this one with Prismacolors too, and I really don't know why I tortured myself a second time, but apparently I wanted to do it again with colored pencils. And I know there's another finish in here, just have to find it. Here it is. Maleficent. Yeah, like I said, I really like this books very much. And another of these French books, one of the bigger ones that's not Disney color by number, the normal Coloriage Mystères. And I did a few pages in here too. Did these two. And I did a few mistakes and covered it up with some white correction pen. Didn't have any gel pens at the time, but I think it's acceptable. Did this one. And further back I know there's at least one more picture. Oh yeah, this is a picture my boyfriend did. I really went into a coloring craze and he wanted to try it out too, so I said to him, just grab a book, take something you like and try it out, no problem. And guess what? I tortured myself a third time. This is a Prismacolor picture too. But they turn out very pretty when they're done, so I don't know, I'm a little bit two-sided on this. I really like the outcome, but it's pure torture to do them. Next up are a few smaller books, more of a miscellaneous kind again. First of all, Sun Life Drawings Animals, 1-color dots, and I have some finishes in here. Did this one with glitter gel pens, as well as this one, or no, these were metallic gel pens. The horses, the wolf from the cover, the toucan, a koala, the little bunny, a rhino, all these turning, a clownfish. A clownfish? I think it's a clownfish. The seagull and the elephant. Don't know if there are any more finishes. I did the test page from the lines book they provided in here. Apparently I did the last page too and ruined it a little bit. And the owl. Oh, another one. So seems like this is not very far away from completion. No, not really. There are not that many pages left anymore. Oh, and the Doberman. Favorite picture by default because it's a dog. Then I got another circled mosaics book here. Another one is funny, I didn't show you first one. I didn't do any page in here so far, and I'm sorry. This has a reason, actually, because I was a little bit disappointed with the first one I've got, and I bought them at the same time, so I didn't know about it. But when I started this book, I was so optimistic. Like, the first and the second page are just gorgeous. You have this beautiful little bird, and then you get the title page, super detailed, super good looking. You get this fish, everything's fine so far, and yeah, then you get stuff like this. This, I mean, you can at least see an animal. But this, like, what even is this? I have this book for literal years now, and I still couldn't figure out what it is. I think it could be some kind of an monitor or of a bearded dragon, maybe, because this looks a little bit like a head of something, or a frog, because this could be the leg. I don't know. But then you got pictures where you can see the animal again. And I'm pretty disappointed because I would like to have pictures where I can see the animal in every picture when I spend hours doing something like that. And then you get literal trash like this. Another sip. Next up, a little kids book from Faber-Castell. It's a book with pixel art too, like very big sections and some smaller sections. Didn't do anything in this so far. I got this, I think, for €1 from a drugstore, and the answers are on the back. Of course, they are compatible with the normal school Faber-Castell pens. Then we got a little set of €1 coloring books from the Action Mart, like the little mandala books I showed you in the first part. These two don't have anything done in them, like a little bit like the Sun Life drawing. Yeah, Sun Life drawing it was, like the Sun Life drawing books with different shapes, like hexagons and squares, triangles, some mosaic type stuff. And you got the answers in the back. And I have to say, for €1, this paper really can do much. It holds pretty much every color I threw at it so far. Here I have one with animals, and I really have to say, like, for €1 I had much worse coloring books and coloring magazines. Even for more money I had very crappy books. So yeah. And this is one I actually did something in, but it is falling apart a little bit. So here we have a few finishes and a whip. Who would have thought? And like in the other books, you get a black and white answer key on the back. The last one of the miscellaneous or oddity things is my Creative Haven city sites, and I have a few finishes in here too. Did this from the front to the back also. I think that was it. Yeah. So, like the other books, many pictures I still have to color. But a very nice book, like good paper quality, perforated pages, and I think it's a bargain for good books like this. Next up, just a few seconds of these. I already showed them in a separate video. My Jade Summer color by number books. I presented them to you already, so I don't want to waste your time with showing them to you again. And then we got some dots, lines and spirals books, big ones this time. Here we have American Horror Story, dots, lines and spirals. I have one finish in here of Twisty the Clown, and I really love to use my permanent pencils in here. This is one I finished fairly recently, and I think they are very detailed. Did I say coloring pencils? I meant permanent markers. I'm sorry. I bought a very big pack of 15 of them, fine ones and medium ones, and especially for the dot pictures, I really like to use the permanent markers because black is always the best for these books because the picture just looks the most contrasted when they are done. And this book is a little bit different than the others I have. The spirals, dots and lines are grouped in this book, so if you want to do a lines picture and then a dots picture, you have to go a little bit into the back and then back into the front of the book. Next up is Supernatural, dots, lines and spirals. The two in here. First page of Dean. Got back into watching this series again. I think I'm at the 10th season right now of 15 as far as I know. And I did Sam too. And the other ones, yeah, or lines and spirals, but not so many dot pictures, I have to say, like in the next book. And I really, even though, I mean, you have to crack into the spine quite a bit, I really like these double pages because as in the other book, there's one of them finished. They look very good when they're done. Which would be the horror creatures. This was actually my first one of them. So let me show that to you. We have Frankenstein's monster, Samara from The Ring, American Psycho, and now the double page of Freddy Krueger. I mean, you can like put this together a little bit more. Yeah, like I said, I had to crack the spine. But I think these look so cool and so detailed when they're done. I really like this. The Shining. A little gremlin. And sadly, I had to improvise a little bit. The zombie from Dead Snow, and as you can tell, I did lose 3 gel pens to this. Thought I would get through this with 2 of them, but no, in the last little bits the second one ran out too. And then I have Chucky and a sticky side apparently with Scream. And I think that's everything. No, I have one more. I don't know the name right now, but he's from Halloween. We can agree on that. And the last book from these ones is my Zelda lines, dots and spirals. Same thing with this book, like with the Rick and Morty one. I don't know how this is with the licensing or anything. I want to believe in the good of people, but I have my doubts this is licensed, especially because she has many books out there and I don't even bother to buy other ones because I highly doubt that there are different pictures inside. And as you can see in a moment, the dots in these pictures, I mean, you can see the pictures, they look gorgeous when they're done, but I would say they are not the best quality, and I show you why in the moment. Little Tingle smiling. Like this, for example, and I really, as you might be able to tell, I really like Zelda. And this is some fan art, and I don't think that they licensed that because it's easy to find on Google, so I don't use it. So yeah, these are books I would say you can buy them, but be very careful buying them and don't buy multiples, because I'm almost 100% sure that you just get the same book with the same pictures but in a different order. So yeah, and I got another one in here further back. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't want to bump you. A little picture of Zelda and Link together. Very cute. And this would be the next category that's done. And I think we are down to our last few books, as far as I can tell. Here we have Majestic Forest Wildlife, Mosaic Color by Number, and I did a few in here. Some color test pages. Here we have a little deer and a bunny. I think that's a lion, but I'm not sure. A little wolf, an elephant. Like, these pictures look good when they're done, don't get me wrong. But the same problem that occurs, or will most likely occur with the Zelda book, occurred at this book. Lisa's Coloring Corner already did a video. It was a little buyer beware video where she showed that this Majestic Forest series has so many covers, but always includes the same pictures. And this is another book of them. They have a trippy book, I guess, and the ocean book too. And you would be safe to buy this series in a whole, but every other book you see that's called Majestic Forest Wildlife would only have the same pictures. So don't get fooled and buy them. But in itself, the pictures are cute, no doubt. I really like these, but I wouldn't recommend buying multiples of them at all. I think that was it. Yep. Then we have currently the only one I have of this series, the Geometric Joys cross-stitch style adult coloring book. And I have one finish in here. This is the book, or this is the series of books that has this really nice Amazon paper. And as you can see, these are books where teeny tiny symbols are in these little X's and the corresponding colors on this side. And this is the book Lisa recommended to color from the back to the front because you would ruin the coloring key. And this was the false thought process that went down when I colored the Mandala Mosaics by Kirishis Neva. So yeah, this is a water-based marker, so that's okay. This is my only finish so far, and as you can see, you can read the key, everything's fine with the water markers. Next up, my only Belba family book that is a little bit bigger. the 3-color series, Animals and Birds. And I have 2 finishes in here. This is more of a cream color for the paper. Really like that. I'm sorry, this spine did break very well at the first time of using it. And I know very far in the back there is one of the finishes here. The little bird in the primary colors in this case. And the second one I did so far is the deer in shades of brown. Really like that one too. And the rest is untouched so far, but the pictures itself or themselves are very, very good looking when they're done. I saw many pictures done in this books already, and I think they look so good when they're finished. Another Sun Life drawing book, the Animals 1-color art. I got, I think, 3 or 4 done in here. The giraffe from the beginning. And the cat. I think that's a lizard. The eagle. And I started this one. Gladly I still know which markers I used for that. So I'm good on going back with the same color. And the rest isn't colored so far. Next up, and as far as I can tell, the last books. Excuse me for a moment. Yeah. Last books are my Sachin Sachdeva books, starting with Mosaic art patterns. This was the first book I owned of him. I found out about him fairly recently, but let me tell you, I fell in love with his books. I just love them. I don't have that many as of right now, but I'm planning to expand my collection with many, many books. And in this book I used the cross-stitched method, as you can see. Did the first one and the second one. The third one. And the last one I did was this, and I'm a little bit I'm a little bit disappointed in myself. I took a way too dark brown for the normal brown that was asked for, and now my picture looks like I burned my burger buns. But hey, I don't have to eat them, I just have to look at them. And many more pictures to have fun with. These take a longer time, of course, than the square books with some 3x3 millimeters inside, logically. Yeah, I will get back to this book very soon. The second one I have is his new release, Mosaic Art Vacations, and I snatched this one away when it came out. So I got the price of $5 at the first 48 hours, and this is a little sneak peek to the end of the month wrap up too. This is the book I decided to color in solidly if I want to, and I did the first page with the car. So yeah. Rest of it is still untouched. And now we are down to our last book. In this case, the 50 diamond mandalas color by number, and a little funny story how I ended up with 2 of them for the price of 1. I was very excited when this book was delivered to me, and at the same time I got my Jade Summer color by number books in one big package, and this actually was the book I was excited for the most. And it has a broken spine. It's totally ruined, and I was in tears nearly, almost, because I started it. And as you know, Amazon's rules, normally you won't get anything from them as soon as a coloring book has the tiniest mark inside of it. So I called them and I explained to them that I started coloring it, wanted to get the page a little bit flatter, and all of a sudden I heard a little, and the spine was gone. So the customer service looked what he could do for me, and actually he said our Amazon account is a very, very good Amazon account. In all of the years and nearly 700 orders from this account, we had like 3 returns and 2 things that got lost. So he was like, we would only destroy this book when you send it back to us, and we don't really want that. As far as I can tell, the pages in it are still usable, so enjoy this book a second time. I don't know, I will get you a full refund for this, and I will send you a new one. So I'm paying the new one, but this is marked as sent back and accepted in my Amazon account. And yeah, I don't know what I will use these pages for. I mean, I definitely won't throw it away. Maybe to test some mediums like I did here. While I was at work, I scribbled a little bit with some colored pencils. And then I got... Luckily, this one is the version that doesn't have this problem. I did the nameplate page already, and I used my felt tip pens that have a little bit of glitter inside, and some metallic gel pen, nothing fancy. And my only finish so far, I did a mistake. I already had colored the 11s, and then I saw that the 12s I picked were not very different from the 11s, so I wanted to color the number 11 again with another color, and then I did the mistake to color the 12 on the top. So I was like, how do I fix this? And I just colored the 12 down here too, so at least my mistake looks symmetrical. And I have a whip at the moment, and this is the current picture I'm coloring. It should be finished today. Don't know why. I shouldn't finish that. I have free time. I don't have to work today anymore, so I have plenty of time to finish this today. And the last one isn't really a book, but a copy of some books, or of 2 books to be exact. And this is because I wanted to try them out before I buy them. And this is a little folder I did with the Kira Neva PDF of the Tetris color by number and of the Mystery Spots color by number. Tried to do them in A5 as well as A4, and I did 1 or 2 pages in here, and I have to say, first of all, I'm very, very glad and happy that Kira does offer something like this. I think this is super, super generous, especially if you may not have money to buy a book like this and still want to color something like this very cool idea with the Tetris book or the mystery spots back here. I mean, these are so cool, so cute images, and I personally will put them into my collection as real books. I will buy them at the end of the month, just to give the creator back what she is giving us as a community. And actually you can download them on her website, kiracoloring.com. But like I said, in my case, I want to buy them because I really want to I want to give back what she gives the community. And I think a monetary thing to give back I think this is more than fair for like, I don't know, 10 coloring books she is currently giving away for free. So yeah. Now we're at the end with 1 hour and 10 minutes. Wow, that was a long video. This is my whole color by numbering book collection. Color by number book collection this way. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you saw some books maybe you have or you like too. I would be very happy to see some comments from you. And as I said in the first video, if you see any book you have too and you would like to body color with me, I would be so happy to do so. So leave me a comment or write me on Instagram at Hizumi's Playground, and I would very gladly schedule a body color with you, because actually I didn't do one at all as of right now. So I would be very glad to find a partner to do that. So yeah. I wish you all the best, a great rest of your day or a great morning, evening, whenever you're going to watch this video. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I wish you the best day you could have. Bye bye!